We have some Big Sky Conference basketball live. Missoula, Montana, the Adams Center, and a great matchup. Montana Grizzlies playing host to Idaho Vandals. Welcome in, everyone. I'm Jack Marshall. He's Max Dupras. And Montana, they're second in the conference. They already beat Idaho once this year. They're trying to make it 2-0. And let's talk some glue guys, Max, players who bring the team together. Starting with the visiting Vandals, they got a face that maybe some Montana basketball fans will know, and that's Julius Mims.
Oh, yeah, Mims. Billings Skyview grad, started his college career at North Idaho College, but has made his way to the Division I level, and he has just been amazing for the Vandals. An all-defensive guy, really putting together an awesome season this year, too. You'll probably have to expect him to do pretty well against a team he probably knows pretty well.
And on the other end, Montana, a guy that hard not to talk about. He can score the ball. He can dunk on some defenders. And that is Joe Pridgeon, first-year player for the Grizzlies.
Oh, yeah, and Pridgeon's just been amazing. I mean, this is his fourth school, but he has not slowed down. The guy is a dunk machine, but he also does everything around the perimeter. Defensively, he's just so tough to stop. He's a guy who, even though he's only 6'5", has like a 7-foot wingspan. I mean, that is just tough to get past. So, Pridgeon, he is just a guy that's going to shine in every game he plays, and I think this one is going to be no different.
And with that, let's just go right into our starting lineup, starting with the visiting Idaho Vandals. Of course, number 0, as we talked about, Julius Mims, the senior out of Billings, Montana. And, of course, Tyler Morris, the redshirt sophomore forward out of Washington. Jack Payne, the sophomore guard out of Boise, Idaho. Kristen Gonzalez, another sophomore out of California. And Colton Mitchell out of Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. For the Montana Grizzlies, it's going to be Money Williams, number 0. Malik Moore, number 3, a transfer junior. Of course, Joe Pridgeon, the do-it-all glue guy. Brandon Whitney, the 5th-year senior out of Mission Hills, California. And number 32, Tajon Sawyer, who's tipping off against Mims right here on Robin Selvig Court, and we are underway. Big Sky Conference matchup. Once again, Jack Marshall, Max Dupras. The Montana Grizzlies at number 2 in the conference. Idaho sits at number 5. Grizzlies looking for a season sweep over the Vandals. They have the ball first. It is in the hands of Mitchell. Colton Mitchell to his left. Pull up Jay over Brandon Whitney. Won't go, and Tajon Sawyer with the board.
Great to get the hand up. Whitney, defensive guy. He's been that for his whole career, and starts off early, getting the guy to miss.
You're right, Brandon Whitney, a defensive player. Of course, captain on this team. He's been here a long time. Sawyer, dump off. Joe Pridgeon. What a way to start the game.
He couldn't have started any earlier. That was great.
Max, we saw Pridgeon out there talking to some Idaho players, getting in their head early. He is a great addition to this Montana Grizzly squad.
Oh, yeah, like we said.
And a block by Money Williams on the three-pointer. Here come the Grizzlies. Coming off of a big loss to Idaho State on the road. They're going to want to get a little get back here. Whitney looking for Pridgeon, doesn't give it to him. Moore, back to Whitney. Now here's Joe Pridgeon. Transferred from Northeastern. He's going to his right, pulls up, dump off to Sawyer, 8 on the clock. Sawyer to the left-hand side, kisses it off the glass, and the Grizzlies are up 4-0.
That might be their key right now. Playing in the paint is paying off early, so go through Pridgeon and go through Sawyer there.
Now a corner 3 from Idaho. Won't go. Tipped back out, but it'll be rebounded by the Grizz. They're in transition. Moore, Bewit with it. Back to Malik Moore from downtown. Tickles the twine, and the Grizzlies 7-0 lead.
What a bucket for the junior guard, the transfer from Pepperdine, a guy who you could see really shining in this game right now.
Yeah, he's athletic, lanky, and he can shoot the rock. Idaho still getting bageled early. Grizzly defense has looked great. Coach Travis DeKeer barking out instructions. Pull up mid-range off the back of the rim. Sawyer can't get the rebound, and there's Julius Mims. This one tipped by Williams. Won't get it, though. 15 on the shot clock. Drive to the corner. Here's a three-pointer, and finally, the Vandals get on the board. Jack Payne.
What a great shot contested. It looked like kind of a melee, but Payne he was right in his spot.
Yeah, that's a true shooter if you can make that with the defense closing in. Payne transferred from Colorado State. Money Williams kicks it down to Pridgeon. Pridgeon now double teamed. He'll kick it out. Brandon Whitney drives. There's Malik Moore back to Sawyer. The Grizz try to go in the paint, but Julius Mims pokes it away.
Billings Skyview grad, he's going to be a problem all game.
He was calling for the alley-oop there. They like to throw lobs to him. He's a dunker.
And you can tell, I mean, the length, he's got it all athleticism-wise.
There's another catch-and-shoot three-pointer. This one is off the rim for Payne. Payne started in all but one game for the Idaho Vandals. There's a pass to Sawyer, three-point line. Kicks it back. Joe Pridgeon. The best shooter percentage-wise in the Big Sky is number 1-1, Joe Pridgeon. Money Williams. There's Pridgeon with 9. Working on the defensive flop. And it'll go against the Vandals. I guess flop's it. That's a little far. A man hit the ground looking.
And you got to play. That's probably the smartest you can get right there. And as we get an awesome replay here. And Pridgeon playing in the paint, trying his best, and boom, gets a little bit of the elbow in there. And, you know, you kind of have to do that against Pridgeon, honestly. He's going to be an imposing presence.
It's like a Derrick Henry stiff arm with him, you know. Into the game for Pridgeon, though, is Jensen Bradkey, the big Aussie for the Montana Grizzlies. Shot clock resets. They'll run their offense. Bradkey with the pink shoes today. They also bring in Kai Johnson. Eric Johnson is with the ball. Now with 9. Malik Moore picks it up. Bradkey. There's Kai Johnson, and he misses everything there, and that'll take us as a shot clock violation, because that one didn't hit the rim.
As tough as that is, you want to see him shoot. Kai Johnson is a guy who can be electric. I mean, 10.4 points per game in his first year at UM. I mean, he was a firecracker at Western Washington, so you'll hope to see him try and get some buckets from outside the arc.
Vandals trying to chip into what is a 7-0 lead early for the Grizz. Pull up 3. Off the front of the rim for Colton Mitchell. A scramble on the ground. Looks like they're fighting for the little brown Stein. And it will stay with the Vandals. That'll take us to our first timeout here in Missoula. Montana up 7-3 over Idaho early. Well, college basketball coverage on SWX is brought to you in part by the University of Montana. What's made in Montana is remaking the world. That counts for me and Max Dupras, University of Montana alums from Made in Montana. Well, Montana Grizzlies on a 5-game win streak versus Idaho. They've won 11 of their last 12, and obviously we see in football a big rivalry between those two. I'm sure the Vandals are going to want to get a little get back against the Grizzlies based on recent series history.
Oh, certainly, and of course Idaho Vandals, they have a relatively new coach, second year for Alex Pribble, and he'll look to try and win one against these guys as well.
We'll see what adjustments Coach Pribble made out of the timeout as Vandals take it the other way after forcing the shot clock violation. A drive to the bucket and a foul. It's a drive by Colton Mitchell. He's a redshirt freshman. Originally at Idaho State before he came over. It's,
I mean, if it's better basketball, and let's check this out. Yep, foul right there, and you want to try and get those big guys out as the first one goes in.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fun for him if they haven't already gone back. I don't think they've gone back and played the Bengals yet, so it'll be fun when he kind of returns to Pocatello and stuff.
Big Sky Conference, full of amazing rivalries, and that just happens to be one of them. Idaho, part of multiple rivalries, including their battles against Montana, as we just talked about.
There's only one school Idaho has played more than Montana rivalries history, and that's Washington State, and that's back when there was about 5 people in each town on the Palouse out there probably, so. Grizzlies lead 7-5. Money Williams off the screen, looking at the corner. Bradkey. Almost 5 minutes gone here. It's a 1-point game. Bradkey, pull up 3, and that one is good. Jackson Bradkey from downtown.
You're really going to want to beat him on the perimeter here, and Bradkey does that. Honestly, it's going to be tough. If the Vandals can't put up threes, which they've been pretty decent at, it'll be a tough one to win as they get that.
Yeah, and how about the answer from the corner? Kyler Russ originally spent some time in Alaska Fairbanks. Went out of Washington originally.
He can handle the cold.
That's right. Money Williams not on the same page as Amari Jetkins, and that ball sails out of bounds. Well, Montana took a 7-0 lead. They're still on top of the Vandals.
Yep, 80% from the field right now, 4 for 5. They're shooting well, so you just got to hope that continues for them. Idaho, they're going to have to up at only 25% from the field right now.
These two play close. The first time they had played each other, UM only won by 2 points down in Moscow. Mims, I'll pick and roll. Here goes Mims to the hoop. Almost caught a body, but he gets fouled. Kai Williams is going to get this one.
Stopped a little by the rim, but you can tell he wanted that, and I would guess that he's probably going to try to go for it again later in the game, but look at this.
Good
man, good screen, yep, and then boom, just missed it, and yeah, he's not going to let that one go. He's going to want it again later.
No switch on the pick and roll from the UM. Mims, first free throw. Rattles in Julius Mims, 2019-2020 Montana Gatorade Player of the Year. Went and played for North Idaho in Coeur d'Alene, grinding up on the Vandals. In his 2 years, he's already scored over 500 points. Second free throw. Off the front of the rim for Julius Mims. He goes 1 for 2, and the Grizz still lead 10-9. Brandon Whitney with it. Kicks it around Bradkey. Back to Kai Johnson. Now Joe Pridgeon, who has checked back in the game, working on Mims. Spin move. Ends up kicking it back out with 10 on the clock. Grizz ran out of options with 7. Brandon Whitney, a little shimmy. Now rolls back to his right. Brandon Whitney through to 2 defenders, won't go. And Julius Mims pulls down the board. Vandals in transition. Colton Mitchell gets the screen from Juice. Pull up. Colton Mitchell can't get it to go, and this one will be rebounded by Amari Jedkins. So now a little back and forth between both teams. Johnson, pick and roll, kicks it to the corner. Wide open in the corner is Bradkey, and he hits his second three-pointer.
That puts Bradkey up as the leading scorer in the game right now. I mean, 2 for 2, that's what you like to see, especially against a team that can be really active at the three-point line.
He's got the one leg sleeve like me at the Class C days. Three-pointer, no good for the Vandals. Johnson leading the break. Coach DeKeer says run the offense. Travis DeKeer, the all-time leader in wins for active Big Sky coaches. We got a foul driving to the hoop. Whitney drew the contact. I think it's going to go on a Vandal.
This is a cool little connection between.
Yeah, I think you're about to say Coach Pribble for
Coach
Idaho, second-year coach, but him and DeKeer have a bit of a crossover.
Yeah, a bit of a crossover. DeKeer's first year at the helm for Montana. Coached against Pribble when he was an assistant coach for Eastern Washington. That team had Tyler Harvey, who was Big Sky Conference Player of the Year, points leader in the NCAA, and they made the NCAA tournament as well, losing to Georgetown that year.
Yeah, talk about a lot of history. Montana and Eastern Washington also a lot of history between each other. Johnson tries to get to Pridgeon, and what a hustle play by the Vandals defense. I think that was Jack Payne who swatted it away. That was jump ball, I believe, so we'll stay with Montana. But Jack Payne, the sophomore guard, knocked it away.
You like to see that hustle early. You saw Christian Gonzalez, of course, getting in there trying to go for the ball. So Vandals are going to have to try it like that. It's going to be hustle all day, especially against a pretty high-energy Montana team. It looks like, at least to start this game.
Of course, Pridgeon, as I said, top shooter field goal percentage-wise in the Big Sky. So any pass to him, you want to deny. Just don't let him touch the ball. 10 seconds, inbound play right to Pridgeon. He works through 3 defenders, jump step, almost gets the roll, but instead it is rebounded by Payne. Passes it up to JoJo Anderson in the game. Anderson running the offense. Back to Payne. Puts it in his right, now back to his left. Switch on the screen between Bradkey and Pridgeon. Mitchell drives. Tough shot over the top of Johnson. It won't go. Now Pridgeon ends up with the rebound and gives it to the point guard, Whitney.
Pridgeon is so bouncy, man. He can just get whatever he wants right there.
Pridgeon seals off his defender. Whitney driving, doesn't get on the ball. Another drive, and this was a great look into the paint. Rotation not there, and Austin Patterson with his first bucket.
Patterson, Sac State transfer, a guy who was strong there, but he's really made an impact here, coming off the bench a little bit for this Grizz team.
Three-pointer answer won't go for the Vandals, but getting his own rebound is going to be Gonzalez. Another three-pointer won't go. Almost another rebound, but Pridgeon gets this one. Grizz have numbers on the break. Driving to the hoop again. Up and under, won't go, but a foul. Austin Patterson. Max, you said he's been great off the bench. You know, he played 48 games at Wofford. He started 55 games at Sac State. A player who's used to being in the starting lineup and playing a lot comes to Montana, has a new rule, but obviously you just have to be the next man up in that scenario. Only 5 players get a start for each team.
I agree, and especially when you're the sixth man, you really want to be the guy who can be that spark plug, in my opinion, offensively, and I think he really does that, especially around the basket. He's not going to really draw contact like that all the time, but he's got jelly. He can really get around the defender.
Patterson, a guy who really came on for Sac State at the end of the year as he made his first free throw there. A talented player, but leaves the Hornets. Hornets ranked 10th in Big Sky this year, only 1-4 start to conference play, but he came over, had some really good games last year, dropped 29 against Northern Colorado, shooting 40% for the Grizzlies from beyond the arc. Second and 2 free throws upcoming. Through the net, so Patterson gets them both, and the Grizz lead by 8 here, 12 minutes to go in the first half. Good defense against the Vandals so far. Fakir, obviously a defensive coach, I'm sure he likes that. A drive by Brickner, going up against the taller Bradkey, and he walked. So a travel on the Vandals, and that's going to take us to another timeout. Montana up 17-9 over Idaho with 11:47 left to go in the first half. Welcome back into the Adams Center. Montana up 17-9. Big Sky Conference matchup. Let's check out how every team is doing. As we said, Montana number 2 in the Big Sky Conference standings. Those wins is over Idaho. Idaho right behind their rivals, Idaho State. Northern Colorado, Max, feels like they can just find a hooper out of nowhere all the time. Always have a bunch of really talented players in their squad in Greeley.
I was talking about how Montana's high energy. Northern Colorado takes that to another level. They're impressive.
Montana will get, we had them on SWX against Greeley, or Northern Colorado. Didn't go very well for the Grizzlies. Idaho forces a turnover. I'm trying to get some points off that turnover. Once again, down 8. Pick and roll with Mitchell. He was going to throw it up to Mims, but it's intercepted. Good defense by the Grizzlies. Amari Jedkins with the active hands. Brandon Whitney swinging around. Bradkey wants it in the corner. He's already made 2. All 50 on the clock. Jedkins, double screen, pulls up for 3, and you can't give him that much space. Austin Patterson.
You said it, 40% from the perimeter. I mean, he is on fire today on both levels.
An answer from Idaho goes JoJo Anderson, the Whitworth transfer.
And it's a bit of a cold streak for him. That's what they need. They really need to start shooting better from the 3, and they've proven that they can do it. 34% from 3 on the season, so Idaho could use some of those.
A pull up for Johnson, has nowhere to go, and he turns it over. An errant pass. Anderson thinks about answering. He doesn't. Now he's going to kick it. A wide open shooter from top of the key, and this one's good. Tyler Moross.
And just like that, the momentum is just shifted. Idaho doing what I think they really do best, which is finding open looks and getting their guys who can shoot open.
5-point game now. Pick and roll. Patterson thought about it. They're looking for Bradkey. Don't get it. Whitney drives. Now he kicks. Whitney, one of the top assist leaders all time at Montana. It's a chance to make a little history today. If he does, we'll let you know. Foul in Idaho. Money Williams and Pridgeon getting ready to check in the game for Montana. Last time they played Idaho, Malik Moore and Money Williams both scored 18. Kind of a quiet night for both those two so far. I know Malik Moore hit a shot early, but Money Williams, nothing from him.
And that's one of the interesting things about this Montana team is they switch up the rotation a lot. As that first one goes in for Kai Johnson, they switch up the rotation a lot. But that just means they have a lot of depth. They have a lot of depth, and as you can tell tonight, Austin Patterson's kind of been their guy. Bradkey with 2 threes as he goes to the bench now.
Looks like Williams will check in for Johnson at the line. You mentioned he was a hooper at Western Washington. He was 12th in all of D2 for scoring. His last year at Western Washington, scored over 1,000 points in 3 years there.
And the Grizzlies played Western Washington pretty recently, not this season, but I think they saw what he could do and decided, hey, we could use that guy on our team.
Just don't get on the plane back.
Yeah.
Idaho in the post now. Tyler Linhart looking for a shooter. He finds one. Three-pointer on the way, and this one doesn't hit the rim. Money Williams in pace. He finds a rolling Pridgeon, and what a pass by Money Williams and Joe Pridgeon. Another bucket.
Williams, an underrated playmaker there and finding the open guy in Pridgeon. Who else but him?
Three-pointer is good. What an answer from Idaho. It's Tyler Linhart.
This is exactly what they need. They are on fire right now from three. That timeout was the perfect switch for them. And look at that, Linhart joining a swath of people getting threes now for the Gold and Black.
And there's Brandon Whitney, not really known for his three-point shooting, but if you leave it open, he'll pull the trigger. Grizzlies up by 9. Great start for them so far here on Robin Sovic court. A shot. This is everything again. Great defense by the Grizz. Whitney. Williams. Money. Pick and roll with the left hand. Now kicks it. Brandon Whitney back to back. No good. That would have brought a loud cheer to the crowd. Maybe brought some of the student section to their feet, Max. And here's Money Williams. Pokes the ball away, and he's going to get a whistle. Coach DeKeer was excited. Whitney is probably going to do a 360 windmill there, Max. They didn't want to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Whistle it down.
But a good effort there on the play by Money despite the foul. A guy who started in all 19 games so far in his second year as a Grizzly, and he's just been awesome. He's been awesome for this team. Stand out at Oakland High School, and now really getting a shot to shine here in his second year.
Just saw Coach DeKeer there yelling out instructions. His 11th season at the helm for the Montana Grizzlies. They've won the regular season of the Big Sky 3 times under him. Good chance to do it this year. Pull up 3. Won't go for Idaho. Good offensive rebounding. Almost another answer. Idaho with a second opportunity. Montana in their loss to Idaho State really got out-rebounded by the Bengals, especially in the second half. And we saw a rebound go to Idaho there. Out of bounds, and we're going to get a timeout here. That'll take us to another break. Montana leading Idaho 27-18 with 7:49 left here in the first half in Missoula. Let's take a quick look at the series history between these two teams. Idaho leads overall, but the 207 Grizz versus Vandals matchup. Of course, Montana won that last one and has dominated the last 10 meetings. Idaho with the inbound under the basket. We'll see what Coach Tribble drew up. 3 seconds on the clock. Ball loose 1 second, and this one will go to the maroon and silver.
Montana's done a great job defensively. I feel like I've been talking a lot about this offense, and particularly Montana's offense, but Grizzlies have been doing a good job. Idaho not letting him get away too much, though, so we'll have to see how that timeout does for them.
And the Vandals keeping it close. Here's Brandon Whitney, another three-pointer. This one's good, and Brandon Whitney with 6 points for the Grizzlies.
He's got a spark. He doesn't want to pass it. He doesn't want the record, that fourth spot quite yet.
He's shooting the ball for now. Enters the game as a 30% three-point shooter. That's one of the lower marks in his career. Obviously not quite known for three-point shooting, more of a defensive and assist guard, but still shooting the ball well today. Grizz up double digits. Idaho trying to change that. This shot won't go from the corner. Tyler Linhart. We have a whistle. And it's Grizzly basketball.
Looks like Takai Hardy coming in, and he was the one who must have stepped out of bounds for that one.
Yeah, there's perhaps the reason I'm not playing D1 basketball out there, among many, is I'm not the tallest. I can't see that corner from our seat here, Max. So you're going to need to be my spotter here. 30-18 lead for Montana, looking for a bounce-back victory. And to stay is the number 2 team in the Big Sky rankings. Money Williams, pump fake, drive, hook pass. Brandon Whitney off the back of the rim. And Julius Mims with the board. Idaho driving. Great defense on JoJo Anderson by Money Williams there. But now JoJo to the paint. Blocked by Pridgeon. Not today. But a great rebound by Idaho. Christian Gonzalez gets the second chance points. Gonzalez originally committed to Sac State, actually, Max, before he ended up as a Vandal.
He's been making plays for them. 14 starts in his second year at Idaho. So
you heard about the corner club. Drive, pass to Pridgeon. Pridgeon up and under to Bradkey. Bradley pump fake, goes up, blocked. Good defense by the Vandals.
Really trying to eliminate the paint there. That's really what they want to do, force him to shoot as much, and honestly force Whitney to shoot as much as he can as well.
Gonzalez, drive, kick, three-pointer on the way, and this one is nothing but net by Tyler Maroos.
Maroos far and away leading this Idaho Vandals team in this game in scoring right now.
23-30. Montana was up 12 a second ago, but that double-digit lead lasted not as long as the TikTok ban. Brandon Whitney passing it to Money Williams. Money with 7 on the clock. Malik Moore fumbles it, ends up with it, and they're going to say he stepped out of bounds. You can't step out of bounds in front of the opposing bench. They'll snitch on you quick, Max.
Yeah, that's tough, and especially when you're trying to find an open shot, trying to get the ball around to your best guys. And yeah, no, they'll suss you out quick. They'll suss you out quick.
That was like me if they were trying to get me to snitch on you, Max, and they brought some Taco Sano in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll thank Taco Sano later, but they're always the ones who provide food for our crew here. SWX. Depends how bad what you did was. Okay, Max, I would.
Thank you.
Okay. Trailing by 7, Idaho. Corner 3 is good. And Tyler Linhart makes it 2-score game.
Linhart, that's his second free of the game. He has been impressive among other things. These shooters are finally heating up.
Linhart, ranked the number 1 player in Washington his senior year. There's a lot of good players that come out of Washington, Seattle specifically, so that's good honor. Pridgeon up and under is good, and Joe Pridgeon brings the crowd back into it a little bit. Vandals now looking for an answer. Under 5 minutes left in the first half. Julius Mims, baseline, kicks it out. Gonzalez calling for a pick and roll. Malik Moore kind of mismatched against Mims down low. We'll see if they get him the ball with 10 seconds. Pick and roll to Mims. Another mismatch, but Money Williams with a good defense on Julius Mims.
Patterson also kind of had the ball on the backside. You've got to be careful of him.
And there's Patterson. It won't go. Pridgeon almost with the rebound, but the Vandals hold on, and they are running in transition. Anderson, he kind of point guard off the bench. I like his court vision. Kind of watch for Idaho. Takes it back out to Linhart. He'll receive a pick from Gonzalez. Linhart working on Williams. See if he goes back to his left. No, he'll hook shot to his right. Won't go, and it's rebounded by Joe Pridgeon. He's 3rd in the conference and rebounding for a reason, and probably the only guy his height or under would be that high. Well, a foul on a drive for Money Williams, and that takes us to another timeout. A battle so far here in Missoula. Montana up 32-6 over the Idaho Vandals.
When you come to Grand Avenue Dental Care, you're going to be treated like a friend. You're going to receive top quality care in a comfortable environment with fantastic equipment.
You are greeted with a smile. What you came in for was taken care of. You're happy with the experience.
That is our passion, is not only creating a beautiful smile for a patient, but making them comfortable enough to smile.
Your smile, our passion.
Marketing without a strategy is like wearing a Yeti suit in the wrong parking lot. Or yelling your message where no one's listening. Don't let your business be invisible. Contact Nonstop Local today. We'll help you be seen and heard in the right places.
Welcome back in. Dahlberg Arena. They're playing some ABBA in the house. Me and Max Dupras having a great time. The Montana Grizzlies playing some good ball. They're leading. Of course, player to keep an eye on always if the Grizzlies are playing is going to be Brandon Whitney. He's in the huddle right now. We can't see him. Obviously not the tallest player on the team either. But Max, he's approaching a milestone. He came into the game with 404 career assists. Came into the game 3 away from passing Kareem Jamar for 4th all time. How many he's got so far?
Looks like he's still only got 1. I'm pretty sure.
One assist for Whitney. We're on Whitney watch though here. He can fill it up quickly. There he is on the bench, number 12. Was held scoreless in their last game against Idaho State. That loss, already more than that. A couple 3-pointers for Brandon Whitney.
And if he's shooting threes, you know you got to be careful of all of their shooters.
Yeah, he's got the green light tonight. Malik Moore with it. Working on some defenders. Money Williams, the lefty. Off the back of the rim, won't go, but it's almost rebounded by the Grizzlies. Ball tipped away, and here comes Idaho. Drive and kick. Now a pull-up from the mid-range off the back of the iron. That was Gonzalez who tried to get it. Grizz end up with it. Kai Johnson with the headband. Pass. Now kick. Money. Swinging it around still. Patterson. Which Grizzly is going to shoot the ball? It's going to be a drive. Here comes Williams now. Back to the corner. Johnson. Some great basketball by UM, but Johnson stepped out of bounds.
That was amazing defense from the Vandals, really forcing them to try and find an open man, and they just couldn't. I mean, that's what you need to do if you're Idaho. You really need to eliminate the perimeter if you can, and they've done a really good job later on in this first half of stopping a lot of scoring in the paint. So this is a good turn for them defensively.
Yeah, it's fun to play unselfish basketball if you're UM, but at some point, someone's got to shoot the rock. Anderson with it. JoJo gives it down low. Linhart again. Trying to work on Money Williams, who falls to the floor, and they're going to say this is on Money Williams. Money Williams tried to take a charge there, Max, but
couldn't get it. Kira looked a little frustrated after that call, but just wasn't going to go his way.
Yeah, Williams a bit undersized guarding Linhart. Linhart listed at 6'7". Money Williams listed at 6'4". And now Williams, that's his second foul, is going to head to the bench. Whitney in for him.
Linhart, who has been great at stretching the floor this entire game. You do not want him in the paint. You certainly don't want him shooting either.
Golden Mitchell inbounding it. Ends up back in the hands. Looks like they're trying to go to Linhart. He's got Johnson on him. And now a whistle. And this will go the other way on Linhart. So Coach Zakir must have said something to the official that got his eye.
Oh, it worked. And Linhart has been trying a little bit more in the paint, but honestly, he's been so good from the three that you just kind of want to hope that he gets out there again and gets a shot up.
Grizzly ball with under 2.5 minutes left in the first period. They've led this game throughout. Corner, Patterson thought about it, and now we're going to get a foul. Patterson, a late dunk. Probably his first of the season, if I had to guess, Max.
He's got some bounce.
Yeah.
It's deceptive, but he's got some bounce.
Sneaky athletic. And that's going to take us to bonus there. Linhart with his second. He's going to have to head to the bench here. Obviously, 5 fouls, you foul out. Anderson will head to the floor. Anyone watching? Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day out there. Patterson's first free throw, no good. So he's a good shooter, but he misses that one. I'm sure maybe Patterson or Linhart uttered, ball doesn't lie on the bench, but we don't have a mic over there. Idaho trailing by 6. Gonzalez to his right, back to his left. Switch on the screen. Now Gonzalez goes back, blocked by Kai Johnson. Here comes Patterson the other way. Patterson, Euro to his right, can't get it to go. Aside from the crowd. Oh, Kai Johnson almost had it again, but Kai Johnson with the defense for the Grizzlies. And a foul on the floor on Whitney.
That was great hustle by Johnson. That was those are the plays you don't want to go away, but you can at least take from it that you got some effort. But Vandals not letting any of these easy buckets around the basket. They've really neutralized that, and I think it's really helped them. It's kept them close, let them close the gap, and it looks like there's a timeout now.
Yeah, Vandals gonna call a timeout here. Into the game was Pridgeon and Bradkey for the Grizzlies. We're going to stay right here with you guys in Missoula, Montana. Max, a little back and forth from both teams, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, and the stats are going to be deceptive because you see that Idaho only at 29% and the Grizzlies at 55% shooting, but the Grizzlies really have slowed down a little bit, and it's not really the fact that they're not hitting their shots. They're just not really getting good opportunities to put shots up. So you'd like to see if you're a Vandal fan, you like to see that. You like to see the defense. If you're a Grizzly, you just got to hope they can get open more, but Vandals have been active, and if you're stopping people in the paint, if you're stopping Pridgeon from getting easy buckets or Bradkey from getting easy buckets, it's going to be really tough if you're not shooting the three at a super high level.
Yeah, Idaho shooting 26% worse than the Grizz, but it's not a crazy lead for UM, though. A lead's a lead, though. Good inbound play, and one rolls in. JoJo Anderson says he likes to collect shoes, Max, on his UI player profile.
Yeah, JoJo Anderson, a Spokane guy, a smaller guard, 6 feet right about. Started at Whitworth, but has really been fitting in off the bench for this Idaho Vandals team. Got one start the season, but has played in 17 games here.
You got a good look at his shoes there from our wonderful camera crew. I think he's got Kobe's on today, Max. Righty. Shot rolls in and out, so he can't convert the and one. Anderson started one game his first year at Idaho, averaging 3.8 points per game this year. Well, less than 90 seconds left before we bring you halftime. Pridgeon drives. Backs down a defender. Now double teamed. Whitney kicks it to the corner. Patterson pump fakes. Baseline jumper is pure.
Not a lot of mid-range shots from the Grizzlies today, and Patterson making the most of his opportunity, even if he probably wanted the three there.
Mims doesn't hand it off, being guarded by Bradkey. Now a pick and roll. Gonzalez almost lost his footing. Now he's going to pull up from mid-range. This one won't go, and Brandon Whitney with the rebound. Montana with some pace. They can probably go 2 for 1 here, but before that, shot almost stolen away. Right in front of the Idaho bench. Malik Moore was who the pass was intended for.
Got 10 combined turnovers between both teams for Idaho and 6 for the Grizzlies.
Whitney with it, getting the pick from Pridgeon, but he picks up his dribble. Has to kick it out to Bradkey. Bradkey, now to Moore. 33 seconds left in the first half. 12 on the shot clock. Bradkey with it. Has to toss it over the top of Mims. Can't make it, but a good rebound. Now Bradkey from the corner. Bradkey, a sniper, and we have a timeout. 37-28 Montana. Alex Jensen Bradkey, the redshirt freshman.
And that'll be 3 for him. 3 for 3 on the day. Bradkey, he's a bigger guy, but that's what you like to see. You want him to be deceptive. It's like, can he play in the paint? Can he play outside? Well, guess what? He's been playing awesome on the perimeter for them, and really extending the lead here up to 9 now for the Maroon.
Yeah, Max, you talk about Bradkey's tall player. You know, you're looking at his stats. He comes in the game shooting 8 for 31 from three-point percentage. On a 6'10 guy, if you're a coach, most coaches look at that and go, get in the paint, stop shooting threes. But he comes in this game, he's 3 for 3. It's not going to be that anymore. And you can see why he likes to shoot him, hard to get a hand in his face.
Oh, yeah, and it's just deceptive. When you have a guy who 91% free throw shooter and gets in the paint a lot, you kind of want to keep him out there. But, man, he has been amazing.
20 seconds. Oh, sorry to interrupt you, Max, but we're about a couple seconds away from halftime here. 14 seconds left in the first half. Vandals trailing by 9. It's in the hands of Mitchell. Mitchell drives to his left, stops and pops. 4 seconds. Mitchell step back over Whitney. A foul on Brandon Whitney. Whitney kind of just looks at the sky after that one. We'll see have to take another look at it to tell really if he landed in his zone, but Whitney wasn't really arguing with the referee. Here's a look at it, Max.
Yeah, and that's just tough. I mean, when you're a twitchy defender, when you're an active defender, it's kind of inevitable that you're going to get a couple fouls there.
And now we might actually get a replay review here. I think Coach DeKeer is probably going to ask him to look at it. I mean, that's a big three-point swing if you can review this and say it's not a foul. As our referee will go to the video board in the house. Max, a couple games ago we had they were come tell us what their announcement was, but we'll see if we've earned that status today. But for Idaho, yeah, it's huge 3 points. Here's another look at it from our SWX camera crew. You see, they're probably going to look if Whitney, well, it's two things. Obviously, you can't hit him on the arm when he's shooting, but you also can't end up in his landing space.
Looks like number 5, Mari Jedkins, has a bandage on his left eyebrow right now. Or at least they're trying to wipe something off, too. See another replay there.
That's going to be our best look at his landing zone. So Whitney, you see, immediately kind of looks to the sky. DeKeer talked to the video board right after at the top of your screen. You saw the end of that replay there and said, hey, review that. Whitney didn't, the one who committed the foul, didn't seem quite as adamant about getting it reviewed. So I don't know. Max, we'll see what our officials call. They're the ones who get the decision, but it seems like he might have ended in the landing zone of the shooter.
I would agree with that. It looked like he landed in there. It looked like he got his hand up, kind of collided with him. And, that's tough. You don't want to necessarily concede that you gave up a foul, but you also, you don't always want to go as far as saying, no, I didn't do that. But, look up to the sky, say, hey, next one.
Well, Coach DeKeer is also going to drop a play. There's 2 seconds left after these free throws are shot. If it is a foul, going to the line is going to be Colton Mitchell, the 90% free throw shooter, so not the guy you want to put in the line. And it looks like they're going to confirm that it was a foul on the three-point. If that's what they were looking at, Max.
Yeah. Colton Mitchell.
They could have been reviewing something completely different. What we were reviewing here on SWX is that it's a foul on Brandon Whitney. We determined it was. Mitchell, first free throw. Good. It's out of Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
1 of 2
CDA.
Yep.
2 more free throws. This one cuts it to a 7-point game, and it will. Once again, 2 seconds left. Coach DeKeer already called his inbound play, I imagine. That foul is the second on Brandon Whitney. That's what they call the foul on. Third free throw is good, so 3 for 3 for Mitchell. The Grizzlies, 1 second on the clock. It's going to be inbounded by Patterson. 2 seconds on the clock. Brandon Whitney, and he just traveled. He had a chance to full court shot, but right in front of us here, Max, that was travel.
Yeah, and that's tough. You could kind of tell, just the look in his eye, he didn't know if he wanted to take it himself, pass it up, but in those moments, you kind of just got to trust yourself there.
Coach Fribble had his defensive guys in. He's going to quickly sub in his offensive guys in. And now they're talking to the score operator. It says 0.6 right now on the clock. For us, that's less a sixth of a second. We'll see if they're going to adjust that at all. And now the officials saying, Coach Fribble's doing some hockey substitutions right now. Just going in off. So 0.6, that's enough to get a shot off for Idaho. We'll see what they draw up. Quick inbound, turnaround fader, blocked at the buzzer by Bradkey. And that'll take us to the end of the first half. Back and forth action, but it's the hometown Montana Grizzlies on top early. 37-31, leading the Idaho Vandals.
How bad is it? It's not good.
Will you marry me?
We don't have time for this.
Insanity.
This is the end of the world.
When is it now?
Saturday nights at 11:35 on Nonstop Local ABC.
We are just trying to change the Mormon culture.
And it turned into this whole group is swinging with each other.
The most talked about show on streaming is coming to ABC.
There's a whole story that we haven't told anyone. Zip it.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
Their secrets, lies, gossip.
You're trying to stir the pot.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
I'm exposing everything.
Oh, hell no.
The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, Monday, January 27th after The Bachelor on ABC.
You can't resist the 7 deadly signs. She had man hands.
It shrinks?
I was in a bowl!
You double-dipped the chick. Their bad behavior.
You don't think she'd yada yada sex?
Is your guilty pleasure.
She's one of these low talkers.
He's a bad breaker-upper.
Oh, I don't want to sit there naked all by myself.
Give in to the 7 deadly signs.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Seinfeld.
Weeknights at 12:05 on Nonstop Local Fox.
I'm Clinton Griffiths, the host of Ag Day Television. Get the latest news about crops, livestock, rural living, and so much more from our award-winning team. Follow the food you eat from the field to the store to your table every day. Because what's happening on the farm matters to you and your family. Watch Ag Day, weekdays.
Watch Ag Day every weekday morning at 6:30 a.m. on Nonstop Local Fox.
Jason's escape puts my wife's life in danger. I need Bailey's ex back in prison.
I need to focus on my career, so no more messy romances.
It's come to my attention that you two are betting on your rookies.
To be clear, we didn't put any money on it.
I'm worried about him. He's spinning out over Jason.
I need 2 units sent to my house. Who's out there?
I can't find Nolan anywhere.
Well, welcome into the Bootlegger Halftime Show, brought to you by the Bootlegger Bar and Casino in Great Falls. Bootlegger Bar and Casino, place your bet. And we're joined now by UM Director of Communications, Eric Tabor. Eric, obviously, you help out with a lot of the teams around campus. Busy stuff coming up, so let's start with the tennis teams at UM. What are they up to?
Yeah, well, the students came back just last Thursday, a couple days ago, so things are really ramping up in the winter and spring athletic seasons around here at UM. So, obviously, basketball, both men's and women's, in full swing. Tournament coming up in March down in Boise. That's always exciting. But you wouldn't know it from stepping outside in Missoula today, but it's tennis season even. It's freezing outside, but the men will be playing North Dakota here in Missoula on Saturday at 10 a.m. out at the Peak Racket Club, Blue Mountain there. So free admission. So if anybody wants to come out see some tennis action, that's always a good time. And the tennis teams do a bunch of traveling, both men and women, and then they will be at home more in the month of April, leading up to the Big Sky tournament down in Arizona. And then softball season also started. So spring sports get really ramped up. Softball exciting. Coach Steph Ewing, obviously her first season here in Missoula. So real exciting time. It's always fun when the students are back in town, and it's good to see 2 former students back in town, too. I love this.
Proud alums here. And
there you go.
Max, I'm sure you're always curious with the football team.
Oh, yeah, you got to be. And exciting because it seems like we've got a signing day coming up. Some exciting news there.
Yeah, signing day coming up February 5th. We've been lucky enough to really do a lot of good work. I think the coach is in the transfer portal, so we've been announcing some really exciting transfers coming into Missoula. The transfer portal is a weird thing. It giveth and it taketh away. And every year it seems like it giveth to Montana, So we're lucky in that regard. And I think we've got some good players coming in. And before we know it, spring football will be here. And then all of a sudden summer break, and we're ready to go for next year.
There you go.
Yeah, you hit on the spring game. I guess I don't know if everything's official for that, but just like, what can fans expect out of that? Where might it be this year and all that?
It's going to be in Missoula.
Okay.
Date not exactly nailed down yet. Should be second week of April, right in there somewhere. Usually that second Friday in April. It'll be in Missoula, Washington Grizzly Stadium. That's always exciting. We have great crowds for that. It's a big fundraiser for the Grizzly Scholarship Association, too. So every ticket sold there, every beer sold there, all that money goes to help student-athlete scholarships. So really a great cause there. It's kind of to me anyway, that's the culmination of the spring season. There's basketball's over and done with. Spring football is capped off. And then it's just a couple of spring sports like tennis and track that kind of take us into the summer, and it's a great time.
Okay, and one last thing quickly before we go out. Obviously got a game here, 37-31 Grizz. What do you think of it so far?
Yeah, well, when these two teams played down in Moscow a few weeks ago, it was a real tight game. And that was a great game. I thought I knew Idaho would come in here and give us a fight again. Montana's been shooting the ball great. They've been sharing the ball really well, so that's been really nice to see. Coming off a tough loss down at Idaho State, I knew they'd want to have that taste in their mouth, get the winning feeling back. So hopefully they can close it out in the second half. It's been an exciting one so far.
Okay, Eric, thanks so much for joining us at halftime. Always good to hear from you, and we'll bring back some replays and some stats after this break. Well, welcome back in at Dahlberg Arena. Jack Marshall joined by Max Dupras. We're at halftime. The Montana Grizzlies taking on the Idaho Vandals in a Big Sky Conference matchup. Grizz up by 6, and let's check out some highlights, Max, from that first half. We're going to start with Idaho Vandals. What'd you see from them?
Yeah, I mean, Idaho, they've been strong from the perimeter when they've had some streaks. As you can see, the three-point shot there. But really, they've really shined on defense recently, getting some good looks. There's another three there. And I mean, it's just a barrage of threes from the Vandals. They've really shined there from the perimeter. As we see another there, Tyler Moress, who is leading the Vandals in scoring in this game. Anderson, who's also been strong facilitating the ball for them. And Vandals really have just been shining at three-point line, and that's what really they could be. They really need to hang their hat on that. And Grizzlies need to do a little bit better job trying to stop the perimeter attack. But honestly, if you're a Vandals fan, you should be really excited going to the second half.
Okay, yeah, overall, Max, no team with a player in double digits, you could say, is not a lot of total points. Not a lot of total points today, but it's a defensive ball game. Probably could expect that coming in here with Grizzlies and Vandals. Of course, field goal percentage, Montana is shooting pretty well, 57. Vandals only 29, but we're down by 6. So if you're Idaho in the locker room, you're like, hey, you know, we didn't shoot our best. We didn't shoot the best that half, but we're still right in this ball game. 7 turnovers for the Grizzlies probably help that.
Exactly. And like I was saying earlier, well, the percentages don't look exactly on point. I mean, 7 for 17 is still good. You want to like that. But the Grizzlies shooting so well, 80% from 3. It's really just the turnovers right now that are really killing them at this moment.
Okay, well, there's some look at some highlights from the Vandals and some stats. We'll be heading to break. We'll come back. Some second half basketball coming up pretty soon after this. Montana leading Idaho 37-31 here in Zootown. Welcome back in Dahlberg Arena. On your left, that's Missoula Hellgate grad Connor Dick. On your right, you can see a little bit through there is Julius Mims, number 0 on Idaho. They have one player in each team from Montana. Of course, Skyview and Hellgate played each other in a state championship, but we're gonna play each other here in Missoula in the Adams Center. State championship back in the day. And then COVID hit, so they had to share it, Max. I'm sure both those guys remember when that happened. Pretty crazy times, honestly.
It was. That spring sports season just completely disruptive. Of course, just a minor thing and a pretty major event, but it must be interesting to share, especially a state title with a team all the way across the state, essentially, from you.
Max probably rooster on that Hellgate team. He's the Gator. You probably watched him play a little bit.
Yeah, as a Sentinel grad, that's a guy who will haunt your dreams right there.
Okay. Montana up 37-31. We're going the other way now. Idaho, as we said, didn't shoot the best field goal percentage in the first half, but it's only a 2-score game for the Vandals. Here in SWX, and a quick whistle into the second half, and this is going to go against the Grizzlies. Looks like same starters for both teams. Both teams, pretty good rotation. So Grizzlies brought in a lot of different players throughout the first half. Of course, Coach Sakir, you're only on the court if you can play defense. 17 on the clock for the Vandals. Maroos getting the screen. Mims, backdoor pass, great pass, and it's laid in by Christian Gonzalez. That's great vision by Julius Mims.
One of quite a few California guys across both teams from Chula Vista, Gonzalez is.
Yeah. Mims, of course, as we said, the Magic City. Backdoor pass. Mims didn't see it, but it was right to him. Of course, great save under the basket by Malik Moore. Running into some of the local photographers.
Moore's been nice for the Grizzlies. Started 11 from 12 games. Had a game-winning shot against Weber State a couple nights ago as well.
That's right. Malik Moore, number 23 player in California his senior year. A lot of guys down there to choose from, so it's a high honor. There's Moore with it in the corner. He'll drive, and it'll be picked away and saved off of him. Now Joe Pridgeon hits the deck. Almost becomes a wrestling match. 3 seconds, and they're going to get before the shot. It's going to be Montana ball. I'm not exactly sure what the call was. 19 on the shot clock, though. So we'll see. I think maybe they just had to reset the shot clock based on that last play. Anyway, Tajon Sawyer looks to find Joe Pridgeon. Pridgeon was open. Pridgeon's got the mismatch down there. Moore almost gets it stripped away. 7 seconds. Malik Moore, pump fake, pulls up. Off the left side of the rim, won't go, and this one is rebounded by Murris. He crashes into a photographer, but remains on his feet. A lob up to Julius Mims, who's fouled by Joe Pridgeon. Almost a dangerous place to be if you're Joe Pridgeon on an alley-oop. Julius Mims going to head to the charity stripe.
You got to like the effort from Pridgeon, but yeah, this was tough.
Pridgeon's, 6'4", 6'5", as we get a look at it, but he kind of plays positionless basketball.
He does, as we just got a replay there.
There's guard centers. Dribbles the ball, kind of posts up a lot.
He really does guard everybody. And Mims, who, as he gets him.
Yeah, those fans are booed. That's the home court advantage right there. Grizz fans on their feet, and look, it works on Julius Mims. He doesn't make the second free throw. 4-point lead for the Grizzlies. Eric Taylor told us, this is a close game last time these two played. We're getting that again. Joe Pridgeon with it. Pump fakes. Looks for Brandon Whitney. Whitney down to Money Williams. Money behind the back. Money spins. Money pump fakes. Money from the mid-range. Money fouled.
And he could be getting his first points of the game right now. Money just 0 for 1 from the field.
Money, a sophomore guard. He played a lot his freshman year, then he got hurt, so obviously couldn't play as much down the stretch. He had some really good games. Obviously, everyone saw when he lit up Tennessee, but sometimes he doesn't pour it in. That's what happens when you get kind of an underclassman guard. He's trying to find his rhythm here, as you see, and he misses his first free throw.
It's a guy who just a ton of resilience, an effort guy. Every basketball team wants a guy like that, somebody who fights through, does what he can on the basketball court, and he's really filled the role a bit with 4 assists tonight.
Money led Oakland High School to their first ever state championship, and that's always big, but Damian Lillard went to that high school too, Max, and he didn't do that, so just keep that in mind. And poked away by Money Williams. Here come the Grizzlies. Malik Moore will now slow it down in transition. Looked like they had a little pace there, but let the air under the tires. Still up by 4. This game has kind of become a bit of a rock fight at points, Max. A lot of defense. Malik Moore with it, looking for Sawyer. Instead, kicks to the corner. Brandon Whitney pulls the trigger, and Brandon Whitney, a 3-point shooter today.
He is now 1 off from his career high of 4 with that one.
That's right, Whitney. We came in talking about his assist numbers. He said, boys, you're talking about points tonight.
I think he's tired of us talking about the 3-point shot. I think he wants to prove some people wrong.
Pump fake. Now on the ground is Payne. Mims with it, working on Sawyer. Mims, the post hook won't go. 2 Grizzlies were fighting each other for the rebound. Joe Pridgeon behind the back. Still has it. Malik Moore thought about pulling up from Lolo. He doesn't. Tajon Sawyer. Now Brandon Whitney. How about a career high? Brandon Whitney on fire.
P-Whit. Cooling down.
Look out. Grizzly fans on their feet. They lead by 10. Mims with the handoff. Idaho trying to stop the Grizz momentum. Drive. Shot won't go, and a late whistle on Tajon Sawyer. Whitney, senior leader, calls his guys in, and now the Grizz fans letting the referees hear it.
Yeah, that contingent at the other side of the court not happy as we get a replay here, and little little contact, but you could argue that. You could see why people are mad about that one, but at the end of the day, the call's the call.
That's going to be... He's giving that one to Joe Pridgeon. Okay, Joe Pridgeon. It wasn't a shooting foul, so that was maybe an off-ball foul on Joe Pridgeon. So Grizz fans are probably confused, as this is a quick layup that is up and good by Kai Hardy. But Grizz fans thought that was a shooting foul. Well, it wasn't a shooting foul. It was an off-ball foul on Joe Pridgeon. So, refs caught some flack for nothing there, Max. Backdoor cut to Malik Moore. Pass intercepted. Idaho was down 10 a second there. They got a chance to bring it back to 6, maybe 5. Drive. Tajon Sawyer jumps. And what a tough finish through contact. Christian Gonzalez.
That wasn't his first either. He's had some nice looks around the basket. Hasn't landed all of them, but clearly a guy who really loves contact under the basket and pays off there.
It's been a breakout year for Christian Gonzalez. 14 starts in his second year with the Vandals, averaging 12 a game. Moore from the corner. Wants one more, but can't get it. Here come the Vandals the other way. Jack Payne with it in his left hand. Wow, Grizz hit that 3 and had a 10-point lead, but now Idaho trying to go on a run of their own, but it'll be a moving screen onto Kai Hardy. And we're going to get a timeout here. Coach DeKeer wants to figure out the offense again. That'll take us to another break. Montana up 43-37 over Idaho here in the second period. Well, lunch for the SWX crew today was provided locally by Taco Sano. Taco Sano on the hip strip and on campus. Order online at tacosano.net. Eat fresh, eat local, eat Sano. Taco Sano in Missoula. As after a quick timeout there, Montana up 43-37. Had it rolling on offense. Then kind of went ice cold. Idaho chipped their way back into it. Coach DeKeer called a timeout, brought some subs in. Brandon Whitney drives, and Brandon Whitney finishes. What a game from the fifth-year senior so far.
Yeah, 12 points, 4 for 7 from the field, 4 for 6 from 3. We already said it, a career high. 3 points made.
Whitney's got tattoos for his sisters on his arm. I think that's pretty nice. Get a tat for your family members. Well, a shot is up and missed. Rebounded, though, by the Vandals. And we talked about Grizz lost to Idaho State in their last game, kind of a blowout, and they really could not rebound. So, something they got to fix. And so far, the offensive rebound like that, that's a tough way to bounce back. Out rebounded 26-5 in the second half. Vandals running kind of a tricky double screen play. A great dump off down low, but blocked from behind. Holy cow. Where did he come from? Austin Patterson. Why not a three-pointer the other way? Won't go. They would have to keep the bench off the court, Max. But holy cow, Jiminy Christmas, he blocked that one bad.
Almost a two-way play for him. And
how about Murris? Tyler Murris had a great start last year, then he got hurt. 11 points Murris. Played 2 games last year in 24, and then he got hurt. This year, though, he's averaging 10 points per game. Played up in Alaska for Alaska Fairbanks, the Nanooks. I think that's their mascot, Max.
Yep. And now coming down from the cold north to the slightly less cold southern Idaho. It's been great from the three-point line, leading the Big Sky in the field.
And how about Jensen Bradkey? He's having a great game as well. The redshirt freshman. Another 3-ball.
That's 4 for 4. He hasn't missed from beyond the arc.
He's cooking right now. His dad was an Aussie Basketball Hall of Famer. It's in his blood. Mid-range step back. Now runs out of time. Was Gonzalez. Idaho going to have to restart their offense with 10 seconds. Pick and roll. Drive, spin, and a travel. So the Grizz force a turnover. Coach DeKeer and Coach Cobb encouraging their guys. Monty Williams going to head to the bench here. Good defense by the Grizz. Forced a pick and roll and a double team and a travel.
That's exactly what they need. I mean, keep that field goal percentage low for the Vandals. They've raised a little bit, but 33% still isn't going to cut it if they want to be back in this game.
My apologies. Monty Williams did not head to the bench. He has the ball right now. He must have been a trick play they ran on me. Williams drives. Great pass to Tajon Sawyer up. And one. Count that right there. Tajon Sawyer with a little attitude.
Sawyer making a great play up. He's been kind of stalwart for the Grizzlies these past 2 years. 8.1 points as we get a replay here. And great pass from Williams, and bang, just too much contact. I mean, big body under the basket. You just cannot stop that. And like I was saying, 8.1 points per game in his second year at UM. Started 17 games this year. And he's just been shooting well, 50% from the field and 75% from free throw.
Well, if you can lip read, you know exactly what Tajon Sawyer just said right in your living room. Great shot from our SWX crew on the Great Falls Royalty replay. There come the Vandals, down double digits. Handoff. Now in the mid-range is Gonzalez. 15 on the clock. JoJo Anderson. Juice Mims. Back to Anderson. Pick and roll. Looking for Mims. Alley-oop. Bang! Whoa! Julius Mims. Head tap. What a pass and what a finish.
They finally got one, and what a rim rocker.
I didn't think he was going to catch that, Max.
I mean, when you have arms like that, you can basically catch it right behind your head.
And a steal for the Vandals and a quick foul. Looks like JoJo Anderson got rolled up on a little bit on the bottom. It's going to stay with the Vandals. Hard to tell what happened there, but now a forced turnover. So Grizz get the momentum with the Sawyer and one, but you knew Julius Mims was going to throw it in a dunk at some point in the game. It was just when it was going to happen.
We talked.
Great pass, too, by Anderson.
Oh, yeah, talked about it earlier. You didn't let that one go.
He was open on that pick and roll for a second, too. Payne thought he was going to go up with it, but instead, Sawyer with a good defense. 14 on the clock. Anderson, Mims, pick and roll again. Bread and butter for the Vandals. Up and under this time, and what a crafty play from JoJo Anderson.
And that's what you get when you have a guy who can really pass and facilitate. When he gets a sneaky bucket like that, it really burns you. So, great bucket from him and utilizing kind of his all-around offensive talent there.
Malik Moore drives. Malik Moore kicks out to Brandon Whitney. Having a great game already. Whitney in the mid-range with 10 on the shot clock. Money Williams. 6 seconds. Money. Dancing. Money step back. Money is money. And he flashes a smile. 9-point lead for the Grizzlies.
Cash in the bank. You can hear it clanging.
Wow, Montana has turned it on in the second half. Idaho looking for an answer. That's a good way to do it. Another pick and roll. Great look for Anderson. Now a foul, and Max, you saw that one. What happened there? Right? Not so fast. We're going to go to a quick media timeout. Grizz 53, Vandals 44, 11:09 left to play here in Missoula, Montana. Obviously, every Big Sky Conference game is great, but big ones coming up for both these teams. Let's check out some upcoming schedules for the Grizz and the Vandals. Starting with Idaho. They got to play Northern Colorado. That's not going to be fun. And then you see early February, a big game against the rival Idaho State. Okay. Well, there is also a rivalry game, Max.
Big one. I will not be commentating, but I will be in the stands for that one.
Student section, front row.
I'm a little too old for that.
Oh, okay. I'm not going to ask you when you're too old for the student section, Max.
Yeah. No.
As long as you're up there and cheering, they'll be happy.
Oh, for sure. Shout out Griffin.
Okay, three-pointer on the way. No good. Almost the rebound from Juice Mims, but it'll go with the Grizz. Montana leads by 9. Coach Pribble had an inbound play, couldn't go. Of course, Pribble, we said second season. He won 11 last year. It's the most in the last 5 for Vandal basketball. He had some tough years. Shout out our guy, James, down in Idaho. We met him. He covers the Vandals, goes to UI. He told me it's be one of their best years in a minute in conference play. If they go 4-2 and win this game, that'll be their best since 2017. As Money Williams trying to stop that. Julius Mims, his head was looking down to the rim on that rebound. He's got pogo stick. Pick and roll. Mims was on the roll. Don't hit him there. Instead, Jack Payne with it. Payne driving on Pridgeon. Payne kicks it out. Looks like court's a little slippery right now. 12 for Payne. Double team. Here's Mims. Now kicks it over to Colton Mitchell. Mitchell, alley-oop. Juice Mims almost caught another body. Oh, Julius. He's trying to get him out of here, Max.
Oh, that's tough. And we've been talking about this. We've been talking about this. Mims, look at that.
Tajon Sawyer was spared. We almost had Julius Mims on SportsCenter.
And here's the thing. When you have smaller forwards, smaller centers like Montana does, Mims is going to be a problem. Not only is he long, but he also he's got hops. He's got hops.
My high school coach would tell me to take a charge in that situation, which is not a good idea there. Good defense by Sawyer to stop it from happening, picks up the foul, but Mims heads to the free throw line.
Was he also going to pay for the hospital bill if he took the charge?
No, he was not. That's why I didn't take the charge. All right, Idaho in a bit of a kind of a press. Looks like it could be a trapping press. Brandon Whitney breaks it. Moore ends up with it, I thought, in the corner. They didn't trap him, though. So just a little bit of pressure, maybe try to force an errant turnover from Idaho. Trailing by 8 in this one. Malik Moore gets a screen. Corner. Tajon Sawyer lets it fly. This one rims out, but a great rebound by Joe Pridgeon down low. A true glue guy. Money Williams. Pump fakes. Why not give it back to Pridgeon? He did the hard work for that rebound. Pridgeon. Show him the spin move. He runs out of time. Now spins again up and under. Joe Pridgeon almost got it. Gets his own rebound, and wow. First guy in, last guy out. Joe Pridgeon.
And that's all effort. That's all he ever is every game is just effort. And you can see it. Gets offensive rebound, gets a miss. He says, no, I'm not ending it here, and extends that lead. 10 now. And they get it back.
Fast break Grizzlies. Here comes the dunk. Malik Moore! Idaho needs a timeout. How about the Montana Grizzlies? Malik Moore, point number to the bench, Max. He says sit down. That's going to take us to a break. Montana 57, Idaho 45. Welcome back into the Adams Center. A phenomenal dunk from Malik Moore as we were going to break. See it on the top of your screen. Throws it down with 2 hands. And Idaho had to call a timeout, Max. And as you can see here, showed him where their bench was. Points at it a little bit. A little attitude from Malik Moore. You love to see it, a little smile at the end of it. What do you think Idaho can answer?
You got to love it. I mean, that's like the heart of the rivalry there. Getting in their head. And both teams have done it all game. And Moore just getting the edge there.
Well, Idaho, as I said, looking for an answer. Drive. Pull up Jay. Airballed by Anderson. Malik Moore with it. Look out. He's feeling himself. Pick and roll from Pridgeon. Malik Moore. Another pick and roll on the other side. Never mind, he'll feed Pridgeon. Joe Pridgeon looks around. Now double team to Sawyer. Great dump pass to Tajon Sawyer, and he gets fouled. He passes out of the foul, but great vision from Joe Pridgeon. We said he can do it all. Great pass there.
And Pridgeon, shout out to him. I mean, 8 points, nothing to laugh at as we get a replay here.
And he's a father. This great story by our Sean Rainey did on that. Joe Pridgeon, obviously, we said he's one of only like a couple dozen players who's played at 4 different schools, played college basketball. He's done a lot in that time. Malik Moore, 1-3. Why not Malik Moore? A 15-point lead from the Grizzlies. They came out hungry in the second half after that loss to Idaho State last week.
Oh, yeah. Give me more, give me more, give me more, give me more. It seems like he's had his number called this entire second half.
Pridgeon. Oh, wow. What a hustle play from Joe Pridgeon. Idaho retains possession. Pridgeon hit the floor. 10 seconds on the clock. Spin move. Now kick to the corner. Joe Pridgeon, why not? Pridgeon leading the break to Money Williams. Money goes up with it, and this one flies over the backboard. Was Money trying to throw that one off the backboard, Max?
I think
they wanted to cart us out of here if that happened.
They wanted to get back. Maybe they saw the Mims alley-oop, and they were like, all right, Joe.
Your time, Joe. But instead, it's going to be they're going to get a foul on Money Williams. That's why it didn't work off the backboard, is because Money got fouled.
Gotta love the effort.
Money shooting much better from the three-point line this year, 35%. They did in limited action before getting injured a season ago as he missed his first free throw. He's missed a couple today now. That one. But he started all 19 games in his second year as a Grizzly. They're still up 15. Now another game is Amari Jedkins for UM. We saw him getting his somewhere above his eye taped at one point in the first half. So it looks like he's good to go for the second.
Yep. Judkins, 11 games with 1 start. Not averaging a ton, but a guy when you watch him in warm-ups has just quite the bounce, as quite a few guys do on this team. But guy likes to get up, so you might hope to see a dunk or an alley-oop attempt again.
Monty, the lefty, did make the second free throw. There's a three-pointer trying to get going was Linhart. He had a pretty good first half. The Vandals not playing their best in the second half. They do get the offensive rebound, though. Linhart kicks it out. Pump fake. Driving on Bradke. Now up and under and a foul. That's going to be a good drive there by Isaiah Brickner, the junior out of San Diego. Transferred originally to Idaho from Maurice, but before he shoots free throws, we're going to head to another break. Montana up 61-45 over the Vandals here in Missoula. Welcome back to Missoula. Of course, SWX home of the Grizz basketball right now, but it's also home for Gonzaga basketball. Saturday, Portland taking on the Bulldogs in Spokane. The action starts at 6 on SWX. Should be a good game. Do you see the band? Oh, look at that. Trombone front and center. Max, did you play the trombone back in the day?
No, I was a flute guy.
Loud and proud.
I don't know if I was proud, but I certainly enjoyed it.
You certainly. So I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. Well, at the free throw line coming back, Travis DeKeer taking every second. The timeout right now is going to be Isaiah Brickner for the Idaho Vandals.
Yeah, Brickner played in all games in his first year. 4 starts early. He's got 3.5 points per game, shooting about 44% from the field, 45 from 3, 5 for 11, which good numbers there. And before that, spent 2 years at Marist, where he averaged just under 8 points.
It's in New York, I think. The Red Foxes is their mascot. That's cool. He also took a post-grad year at, I think, Sunrise Christian, I believe, which is a lot of talented players played there throughout the years. He makes his first free throw. That foul did go on. So we said Amari Judkins, that's his first. Judkins, the Green Bay transfer on the Grizz roster, his first year. Brandon Whitney with it. How many assists we had for Brandon Whitney, Max? He's been shooting the ball this game.
He isn't shooting the ball. He still only has 1, but he got 14 points.
He's nearing history with a couple more assists.
I mean, if he gets 1 next game, 1 after, I mean, that's pace.
We are still on Whitney watch, folks. Well, Monty Williams with the ball. Grizz up double-digit speed. Joe Pridgeon double-team corner. Good move. Now back to Monty Williams. Great ball movement. Monty Williams can't quite finish it. Now a foul on the rebound. I think Tajon Sawyer did a good job drawing it. Had his hand pinned down by Tyler Linhart.
Like you were saying, Tyler Linhart playing a little bit slower in the second half, but man, when he was open, just that last play, I was thinking he was going to hit it. He's been so good from 3 all game.
Inbound play for the Grizz. Tajon Sawyer had it. They picked to the corner where Monty Williams was. He drives, finds Pridgeon. Pridgeon up under the hoop, blocked by Linhart. Now to the corner, Brandon Whitney. Off the left side of the rim. A low arcing shot.
Was looking to break his career high there.
Yeah. Vandals going the other way, trying to get themselves back into this one. Trying to keep the scoring going. Shimmy in the post, working on Pridgeon. Shot looked good from Hardy, but Pridgeon with a good defense. He's, of course, like we said, the best shooter in the Big Sky and 3rd best rebounder. Pridgeon. Travis DeKeer calling out plays with Brandon Whitney in front of him. Brandon Whitney muscles his way in, doesn't get the shot, gets his own rebound, goes up again. Both won't go, though.
He wants to call his own number. He's been doing it all game, just can't get it there.
Vandals 0 for their last 5 on field goals, but this one breaks that drought. Isaiah Brickner with the triple. And it's an 11-point lead for the Grizzlies.
Not Brickner's first points, but his first points from the not from the free throw line, from the field.
From the field. We know a lot about fields where I grew up. 61-50. Monty Williams, the lefty, gets the screen from Sawyer, passes it. Sawyer goes up, foul, and count the bucket. The second and 1 from Tajon Sawyer today.
And that was what they were doing so well. The Vandals stopping that attack in the paint as we get a great shot, but
great pass by Monty Williams with his left hand there.
And Good just draws enough contact to get the and 1, and Vandals have not been playing as well in the paint. They've really done a great job of neutralizing Pridgeon, but Sawyer has been strong in the paint in his absence.
All right, Tejon Sawyer converts the and one, and the Grizz back up 14. Sawyer, one of the returners to this Grizz team. Expected to be a big presence for them, and he has had a solid year in the maroon and silver. Good defense by Money Williams on the drive, and now Brickner working on Malik Moore. 8 seconds on the clock. Brickner rolls off the hands of an Idaho guy. 2 seconds in the corner, pump fake. Shot clock ends, and that's going to be a violation. Oh, man, Joe Pridgeon was about to do a triple windmill, Max.
We missed out. Look at the bench. They were smiling.
Yeah,
they wanted that,
they
too.
knew what was about to happen there. But once again, we might have had a heart attack if that happened.
They
Between
saw
the legs, maybe.
Oh, yeah. Well, they saw Pridgeon dunk earlier, and the Vandals were like, no, we're not letting him get another open look. And they've done a good job, at least, of stopping him from breaking the rim.
That's right. Well, here come the Montana Grizzlies. Up by 14, trying to hold on to a lead and sweep the Bengals in Big Sky Conference play. Continue with only one conference loss. Williams missed, but here come the Vandals the other way. 14-point lead. As I said, Idaho struggling from the field a bit. A pass in, mishandled, but then eventually caught. Now up and under, and it is good from Kyson Rose, the senior out of Kenneth, Washington. He hasn't played a lot for Idaho this year. He's getting some big minutes now down against the Grizzlies. Whitney, Moore, Pridgeon, back to Moore. Grizz leading by double digits. Moore won't go. Montana has controlled this entire game points-wise. Idaho has not led. Anderson kicks it out. Now a pass. Great drive by Brickner. And a great vision there by Kyson Rose, as I just said. Brickner, 2 field goals, and it's a 10-point game. Coach Cribble egging his guys on. We'll see if Montana can limp to the finish, or if they can shut the Vandals down. Ball poked away. Idaho gets off the mat. Here's a transition layup. Great layup. Tyler Linhart gets it to go, and Travis DeKeer knowingly wants a timeout. And now Tyler Linhart points the Grizzlies back to their bench. Single possession lead, or single digit lead for Montana. 64-56 over Idaho. Well, there's Tyler Linhart. We saw him get the layup right before break, and then points the Grizzlies back to their bench. We saw Malik Moore do that earlier, so Max, a little back and forth between both teams offensively and also just maybe extracurricularly.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if extracurricular is a word. Sorry about that.
You know, that's all right. But you're completely right. It's been back and forth, both on and off the bench, and that's what makes this game so much fun. The Idaho rivalry with Montana, it's just electric right now.
Yeah, I don't think they give away a beer mug to Wooden after this one, but it's still fun. As we said, Idaho's only played Washington State more than they've played the Montana Grizzlies. They're playing each other for the 207th time right now on Robin Selvig Court, live on SWX. We'll see what Coach Shakir called out of the timeout. Joe Pridgeon working on the defense, can't get it to go, and the Vandals rebound. So Montana, cold as it is outside on offense right now, in a drought. Meanwhile, the Vandals on a run. And there's Isaiah Brickner again. He has been an energizer bunny off the bench in the second half.
Brickner with 9 points now. He is perfect from the field.
Look out. Grizzlies, as I said earlier, maybe trying to limp to the finish line in this one, but they lead by 6. Money Williams drives, corner. Sawyer had it, now Patterson. Bradkey getting ready to check in. Money Williams with it. Money pump fakes enough, gets open, can't hit. The Vandals, 8-0 run. Trying to make it double-digit run. Linhart, back to Brickner. Brickner spins, crossover between his legs, driving left. A no-look pass, and his fellow teammate wasn't looking either. Ball to the cheer team.
And 2 of their top scorers, no Murris out, but Brickner and Linhart both out there right now, so this is where they want to be. This is where they want to see. Brickner attacking the basket. Linhart hopefully getting out on the perimeter so they can stretch a little bit. The Vandals in a really prime position to start closing this gap now.
Vandals in a press, but it didn't work. Now a three-pointer. Great look on the other end, but it rolls in and out, and the Grizz can't buy a bucket right now.
The Grizzlies, their field goal percentage dropping quickly, now just down to 44%.
Crossover, pass to the corner, a laser pass, now driving. Now a three-pointer on the way. Oh, wow, Kyson Rose from Kennewick, Washington with the three, and it's a one-possession ball game in the Adams Center.
The Tri-City kid with a triple.
Wow, UM led by a lot, and now Travis DeKeer going to call another timeout. The Bengals are hyped, and Kyson Rose is hyped. Wow, Max. What was the biggest UM lead? Because they had to be 15 or more.
Yep, probably right around there, I think 12, but it's just the gap is closed just a ton. The largest run Montana went on was a 10-0 run. The largest lead was 16 at 8 minutes in the second. And look at that.
Yeah, as you see, they have not scored for the last 4 minutes, Max. You know, you and I have watched a lot of Montana Grizzly basketball. There's a few things they do. One of them, they are always a very good defensive team. Coach Shakir has his guys ready to go. But they also sometimes go through scoring droughts, just like this one. Times let teams come back into the game just like this. So a 16-point lead for the Montana Grizzlies has been erased, and it's only 3 now.
Yeah.
Secure wants a timeout. They'll have the ball with 1:42 left. They have a couple of things on their side. UM does. 3-point lead and the clock perhaps, but man.
It's been tough. I mean, one, of course, the Grizzlies haven't been shooting well. I mean, dropping from 55% earlier to 47% on just a couple shots, but I mean, it's come down a lot to that three-point shooting by the Vandals. They are up 43% from the field. Grizzlies 44%, and the volume's closed a lot. Grizzlies shooting a lot more than they were from the three-point line in the first half. The Vandals have made a lot more on a lot less, 10 for 23.
We'll see what adjustments both teams make. Vandals on defense, Grizzlies on offense. Money Williams with it. He finds Bradke at the high post. Looked like they wanted to get to Sawyer, they don't. So Money Williams, 9 seconds. Williams, crossover between his legs, between his other legs, to his left. Now pulls up, pump fake 2, 1 second on the shot clock, and Money Williams, a little ice in his veins, and Montana goes back up 5. Brickner coming the other way, trying to get a quick answer. Foul. Can't get the and one, but Brickner will head to the charity stripe. He's done a good job of that tonight for Idaho.
And that's what you need him to do. I mean, he just attacks the basket as we get a great replay here. Brickner spins in a little bit, tries to lose Patterson, but manages to, and doesn't get the and one, but still really gets a great look here. And 5-point game could go right back down to a 3-point game if Brickner hits these 2.
Well, Brickner with it. Wow, that was a clutch shot by Money Williams on the other end for UM. The shot clock draining down. Kind of the guy you want with the ball in his hands. Him and just checking the game, Malik Moore, as we said, hit a game winner recently for the Grizz against Wildcats. Vandals, once again, have never led. Second free throw, no good, so it'll remain a 2-score game. Whitney crosses the Bear logo here on Robin Silver Court. Pauses on its nose. Wasting some clock now. 15 on the shot clock. We're under a minute left to play in this one. A great game between both these teams. First time they played, it was a 2-point game. Whitney drives. Whitney with the contact. And Whitney with the clutch bucket.
That'll put him up to 16 now, leading both teams in scoring. He has been phenomenal.
Do the Vandals have an answer? Drive in no man's land. A kick out. Brickner ends up with it. He thinks about pulling. Now he will. Brickner can't hit. Rebounded by the Vandals. Up and under. Loses the ball, and they're going to get a foul. And how about Kyson Rose off the bench here in the late stages of the second half? He's been great. I think he'll head to the free throw line.
Yeah, I mean, he's been perfect from the field. 5 points right now, and really, you need an imposing presence right there. No Pridgeon, so that takes kind of a weight off the Vandals as we watch the miss, the grab there. Linhart can't get it, but Rose going up and draws the foul there.
First free throw for Rose. Misses. So UM stays up 6. Well, that's big now. Second free throw for Rose. Makes the second one, and Coach Rule going to call it timeout. So Max, Montana leads 68-63. Shot clock gone with 28 seconds left here in the second half. Let's start with Idaho. What kind of play do you drop? Do you need a three-pointer here, Max?
I think you do. And especially with how well they've been shooting the ball, you want to trust your shooters here, and they have guys out there. Linhart did it in the first half. Trust your guys, and I think they can make it happen. Yeah, the Vandals just need to get a 3 up. They have the efficiency, 10 for 24 right now. They're just 2% down on 3 less shots right now behind the Grizzlies.
Yeah, they need some threes, obviously. But it is Grizz ball, so Montana wants to get the ball in the hands of one of their good free throw shooters because not a lot of time left to play.
Exactly. Someone you might want to put at the free throw line. Someone you might want to put at the free throw line if you are the Vandals. Brandon Whitney is only 74%.
Okay.
Jensen Bradke you might want to put there.
He's the,
or not Jensen Bradke. Bradke is not who you want to put there. Don't put him there. But yeah, you want to put him there. Tajon Sawyer, of course, you want to put there.
Oh, really? Okay, we'll see. We'll see if they let him in down to Tajon. Whitney cutting. Instead, they're going to try to get to Malik Moore, but he's not going to get it. And it's Idaho basketball, Max.
You don't need free throws if you just get an opportunity to score here. This is exactly what they need.
That's huge. So now, this is when you called for their three-pointer, Max. Okay, who's shooting the 3 for Idaho?
Linhart. 22. If you're going to call anybody's shot, it's going to be Linhart.
Tyler Murris leads the conference in three-point percentage. He could also be good. I don't think he's in the game.
Murris is not in the game. Murris not in the game right now.
Up and under, blocked by Moore, but it's going to be a foul. Huh. Wow. So they didn't listen. For some reason, our headsets aren't in the Idaho huddle, Max. We need to work on that because they did not shoot a 3 there.
They could ask you.
Okay, well, there's a look at it. Malik Moore went up with the block. Probably came over the top of his guy. So back to the free throw line. It's Kyson Rose.
1 for 2 on the day. They got 2 for 3.
2 for 3. Good shot there by Kyson Rose. Trying to cut into a deficit. This one has been a bit of what they would say a barn burner.
That's what you should expect from these two teams, and it's great. Wherever you go, that's what you want to see.
Rose, second free throw is good. Great shooting by the big Tyson Rose. Julius Mims is going to check into the game. Tyson Rose, a 58% free throw shooter, got them both there. So Montana, Max, going to need to get the ball in here. You don't want to give Idaho the ball back with 3 seconds to go.
And you've got a couple of high percentage free throw shooters out there with Patterson and Johnson as well, hoping they can draw a foul and extend that lead.
Moore inbounds it to Whitney. He's trapped in the corner and now fouled. Pretty good defense on both inbound plays from the Vandals, but Brandon Whitney sent it the other way. What's his free throw clip here, Max?
74%. I was mentioning it earlier. He's a guy who, if you are the Vandals, you want to put at the free throw line. You want to hope that he can miss at least one here. But it's going to be tough, and Brandon Whitney has shown he's clutch in many of these moments, so we'll see, will the pressure get to him, or will he be able to rise up?
Brandon Whitney, the graduate guard from Mission Hills, California. His 5th year at UM. He's been an all-Big Sky guard before, scored over 1,000 points, and he makes the first free throw. We're back to a 4-point game, 2 scores. Whitney started all 19 games for the Grizzlies. Chance chance to make it a 5-point lead for UM, and he does. 2 free throws for UM, and Idaho's going to have to go fast. Whitney may have just put the Vandals on ice. We'll see if they have any more fight. 3-pointer, pump fake. No, it won't be a 3. Drive and jam. Wow. That's a momentum play. But with 12 seconds on the clock, UM has the ball. There's no foul. And finally, Malik Moore fouled. So, a great dunk there by Tyler Linhart. But the Grizz are able to get the ball in and waste a couple seconds off the clock.
And that's kind of what you want. You know, when you have an opportunity to just let them score, we'll get this look here. Can't get the look on the 3 and two-hand jam. Honestly, I think this was not the worst play for the Grizzlies to waste some clock.
They didn't want to foul Whitney there, so instead they're going to send Malik Moore to the line. Malik Moore, 1-and-1 is up and good. Good free throw there by Malik Moore. I think you mentioned he's a guy they don't want at the line, right, Max?
Yeah, you do not want him at the line. A couple of guys out there, they're actually swapping in and out quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm sure Travis putting some guys out there. I mean, you want your whole team to be good free throw shooters, but I'm sure, obviously, you want Malik Moore to be one of them. He comes in as an 82% shooter, and he gets them both to go. 9 seconds left. What will Idaho do now? Cross the timeline. And a pass, errant pass. And this will seal it for the Grizzlies. Montana leads all the way through and holds on to win 72-67 over the Idaho Vandals. The Grizzlies 5-2 in conference play. And now 12-8 on the season.
And what a great win for the Grizzlies. I mean, there was touch and go towards the end of that game, but listen, at the end of the day, it came down to free throws, good defense, and even when they were in cold streaks, kind of the DeCure classic, being able to lock down when you can late in the game. It doesn't matter how many shots you can get up. If you have the lead, just don't let them score, and they did a pretty decent job of that down the stretch.
The Montana Grizzlies now on a 6-game win streak over Idaho, and they've taken 12 of the last 13 as we check out some of the final game stats. Still a good start to Big Sky Conference play, though, for the Vandals. We'll see how this affects their standing. Obviously, Montana State and Eastern Washington playing on the other side of the divide tonight, but Grizzlies win 72-67, Max. Some good three-point shooting from both teams, some good field goals. Let's check out some highlights from such a barn burner here on Robin Selvig Court.
Oh, yeah. And let's look here. Money Williams, I mean, doing the dish and bang, three-point shot. What a great shot by Bradkey, who was awesome from the three-point line. JoJo Anderson cutting in, and that was bang, you can't miss him. Williams pushing it, nice pass, and the other one, the two-hand jam from Moore.
Yeah, Malik Moore, great stretches, some great plays from both teams. Obviously, come to expect that in Big Sky Conference play, but at the end of the day, Montana Grizzlies hold it down. We're going to replay this. You want to hear me and Max again, which I'm sure you do. Replay Sunday at 7 p.m. between the Vandals and the Grizzlies. That'll be here live on SWX. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in tonight. It was a wonderful night, but Montana holding on at 72-67. We thank our crew and everyone who tuned in. Until next time here live on SWX.